What is going on, guys? It's your boy Chris coming at you with a brand new tutorial. It's been a minute since I've done one of this, and I thought it'd be a good time to go ahead and bring them back. So in today's video, I'll be teaching you guys how to edit portraits taken in a studio setting. That means revealing all my secrets and all my settings to hopefully help you guys get absolute bangers when you take photos in a studio. So let's dive into it. We have Crystal here. This was our before image, and this is our after image. My settings were shooting with a 35mm with an aperture of 2.0. This particular lens, it's a Sigma Art 1.4. However, I did not shoot at 1.4 because I wanted to still retain sharpness in the image and not too much shallow depth of field. When you go all the way down, sometimes if you're focusing on an eye, other things will be out of focus, like her nose, or if you really miss her eye and you focus on something else, then her eyes won't be in focus. My ISO was 200. I didn't want too much grain or noise in the image, and my shutter speed was 1/125 because it's a still image, it's a control space, and I don't really need to have a high shutter speed. 1/125 was just fine. So as you can see, I originally brought down the warmth in the image because it was just too much, and I brought it to a more cooler side so that the white was the closest thing to a true white, which is what we want when it comes to studio photography like this. I didn't really do much to the actual tone and the presence of the image. The basic adjustments where things really shine was in the tone curve. When adjusting the tones of her colors and the tone of the overall image, that's really where things shine. I went ahead and created a basic S-curve and just boosting those reds and greens and blues and bringing down the contrast on them, or upping the contrast up in them so that they can be just very vibrant in a way, and just overall balancing the image and retaining some of those details with the shadows. Right after that, I just went ahead and dove into my HSL sliders. HSL stands for hue, saturation, and luminance. Hue is basically the actual color, saturation is the strength of that color, and luminance is the brightness and darkness of that said color. As you can see, I didn't really do much. I wanted to keep this very natural, wanted to keep it very true to what it actually is. I don't want to adjust too many of the colors. Aside from the aqua, brought it down to more of a teal, and aside from that, everything else is pretty normal. We don't really talk about this too much right now. I'm still learning how to use it myself, honestly, but you know, I sharpen the image. A lot of people don't know that you can actually tell what you're sharpening if you press Alt and then touch the slider. So you can see right there, we're sharpening the whole image, but I just want to focus in the details that I actually want to sharpen. Again, that's Alt, click, and slide. And then the amount of sharpness, our luminance, noise reduction. We reduce some of the noise, color noise reduction. As you can see, Sigma, 35mm 1.4. We want to remove chromatic aberrations. We want to enable the profile corrections. It will make your image better, basically. In this case, my Sigma 35mm has a vignetting around it, and so it makes the corners a little bit darker for some reason. But when I enable the profile correction, it goes ahead and gets rid of that, making the image overall balanced. Not much aside from that, just did some calibration, and calibration kind of just helps bring that image all together, keeping everything again pretty well balanced. Here's a before and after. Now where the magic actually happens is whenever I bounce this over to Photoshop. So if I right click my image and I do edit in Adobe Photoshop, it'll go ahead and bring up my Photoshop window. Nice little flamingos with clouds, happy clouds. We're gonna want to open it up in Photoshop, and we're gonna, at least in this particular photo, she's really close to the camera, and you can see at the top some of the backdrop roll. So I want to eliminate some of that, and I kind of want to shrink her a little bit just so that she sits right in the middle of the photo, and there's more headspace to her sides and right above her and below her. So I'm going to teach you guys how to do that. So first thing we're going to want to do is turn our background, our regular photo, into a layer. And this is what I was talking about. We want to remove any trace of it being a backdrop. So for this particular technique, we're going to use our rectangular marquee tool. So that's just pressing M on your keyboard. We're going to want to select something that's completely blank. Going to go back to our move tool. And again, selecting our layer. We're going to want to press shift, click, and drag that up. Essentially what it's doing, it's you're telling Photoshop to replicate that area that you just selected with the marquee tool. And you want to drag it up to hide that roll of paper that is coming up on image. If you want to hide it. I know that some people don't hide it. I like hiding it because I like my image to look just absolutely flawless. And that's it. Pretty easy. So our next thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to shrink Crystal and literally repeat the same exact process. So we're going to go ahead and shrink her up. We're going to want to grab our blank slate, select our layer, shift up and to the sides. Now we repeat the process. Shift down and to the sides. 2 more times for the sides. Shift up and to the sides. And 1 time for the 1 time right here. To the side. Boom. And you can click the marquee tool again, right click it to select it. Now, to the plain eye, it's not obvious that there are some imperfections in there. Like you can tell that there's a shift in light in here for the backdrop because you're replicating a side of it that might have had a shadow on it or might have had a smudge. So you're just gonna want to click J, which will bring up your healing brush tool, and this will be to repair the image. Select layer again, make your brush bigger. These are my settings for my brush. Nothing fancy, nothing too crazy. Oh, that's humongous. And you click Alt, select spot that you want to replicate, and you're gonna want to do a spot that's, again, a clean slate, and kind of just brush over it, kind of trying to remember the parts that you replicated that weren't there before, because those are the parts that you're cleaning up. And that's pretty much it. Pretty simple. We have our image, everything looks great. I'll teach you guys about frequency separation some other time so that you can retouch your model and her face and skin, make everything look flawless. For right now, we're just working on this. So the next thing over, we're gonna want to save this. It's gonna create a new layer called frequency, which is our Photoshop layer. And as you can see, just brought her down. This is our original photo. This is the new edited photo. This gives me more flexibility to crop into a 4:5, which is Instagram's ratio for vertical photos. And voila. You can even bring her up a little bit. And that's pretty much it. So that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you guys found some value in it. And I can't wait to see what you guys do with your studio portraits. And if you do happen to extend a background on any of them, or you guys happen to use any of my settings, let me know. I would love to see them and let you know my thoughts. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to hit the like button, write a nice comment in the comment section, you know, let me know how your day is going, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I'll be posting a lot more of this, and I'll check you guys on the next one. Peace. Photoshop takes forever to open up. How's my hair looking? It's getting pretty late outside.